The Piglet, the Sheep, and the Goat. A young pig was shut up in a fold yard with a goat and a sheep. On one occasion when the shepherd laid hold of him, he grunted and squeaked and resisted violently. The sheep and the goat complained of his distressing cries, saying, "He often handles us, and we do not cry out." To this the pig replied, "Your handling and mine are very different things. He catches you only for your wool or your milk, but he lays hands on me for my very life." The Traveler and His Dog. A traveler about to set out on a journey saw his dog stand at the door stretching himself. He asked him sharply, "Why do you stand there gaping? Everything is ready but you, so come to me instantly." The dog, wagging his tail, replied, "Oh, master, I am quite ready. It is you for whom I am waiting." The loiterer often blames delay on the more active friend. The Two Frogs. Two frogs were neighbors. One inhabited a deep pond far removed from public view. The other lived in a gully containing little water and traversed by a country road. The frog that lived in the pond warned his friend to change his residence and entreated him to come and live with him, saying that he would enjoy greater safety from danger and more abundant food. The other refused, saying that he felt it was very hard to leave a place to which he had become accustomed. A few days afterwards, a heavy wagon passed through the gully and crushed him to death under its wheels. The Wolves and the Sheep. "Why should there always be this fear and slaughter between us?" said the wolves to the sheep. "Those evil-disposed dogs have much to answer for. They always bark whenever we approach you and attack us before we've done any harm. If you would only dismiss them from your heels, there might soon be treaties of peace and reconciliation between us." The sheep, poor silly creatures, were easily beguiled and dismissed the dogs, whereupon the wolves destroyed the unguarded flock at their own pleasure. The Father and His Sons. A father had a family of sons who were perpetually quarreling among themselves. When he failed to heal their disputes by extortions, he determined to give them a practical illustration of the evils of disunion, and for this purpose one day he told them to bring him a bundle of sticks. When they had done so, he placed the faggot into the hands of each of them in succession and ordered them to break it into pieces. They tried with all their strength and were not able to do it. He next opened the faggot and took out a stick separately, one by one, and again placed them in his son's hands, upon which they broke them easily. He then addressed them with these words, "My sons, if you are of one mind and unite to assist each other, you will be as the faggot, uninjured by all the attempts of your enemies. But if you are divided among yourselves, you will be broken as easily as these sticks." The Goat and the Ass. A man once kept a goat and an ass. The goat, envying the ass on the account of his greater abundance of food, said, "How shamefully you are treated, at one time grinding the mill, and at another carrying heavy burdens." And he further advised him to pretend to be epileptic and to fall into the ditch and so attain rest. The ass listened to his words, and falling into a ditch was very much bruised. His master, sending for a leech, asked his advice. He bade him pour upon the wounds the lungs of a goat. They at once killed the goat, and so healed the ass. The Wolf and the Lamb. A wolf, meeting with a lamb astray from the fold, resolved not to lay violent hands on him, but to find some plea to justify to the lamb the wolf's right to eat him. He thus addressed him, "Sirrah, last year you grossly insulted me." "Indeed," bleated the lamb in a mournful tone of voice, "I was not then born." Then the wolf said, "You feed in my pasture." "No, good sir," replied the lamb, "I have not yet tasted grass." Again said the wolf, "You drink of my well." "No," exclaimed the lamb, "I never yet drank water, for as yet my mother's milk is both food and drink to me." Upon which the wolf seized him and ate him up, saying, "Well, I won't remain supperless, even though you refute every one of my imputations." The tyrant will always find a pretext for his tyranny. Hercules and the Wagoner. A carter was driving a wagon along a country lane when the wheels sank down deep into a rut. The rustic driver, stupefied and aghast, stood looking at the wagon and did nothing but utter loud cries to Hercules to come and help him. Hercules, it is said, appeared and thus addressed him. "Put your shoulders to the wheels, my man. Goad on your buttocks and never more pray to me for help until you have done your best to help yourself, or depend upon it, you will henceforth pray in vain. Self-help is the best help." The Cat and the Cock. A cat caught a cock and wondered how he might find a reasonable excuse for eating him. He accused him of being a nuisance to the men by crowing in the nighttime and not permitting them to sleep. The cock defended himself by saying that he did this for the benefit of men and that they might rise in time for their labors. The cat replied, "Although you abound in specious apologies, I shall not remain supperless." And he made a meal of him. The Kingdom of the Lion. The beasts of the field and the forest had a lion as their king. He was neither wrathful, cruel, nor tyrannical, but just and gentle as a king could be. During his reign, he made the royal proclamation for the general assembly of all birds and beasts and drew up conditions for the Universal League in which the wolf and the lamb, the panther and the kid, the tiger and the stag, the dog and the hare should live together in perfect peace and amity. The hare said, "Oh, how I have longed for this day in which the weak shall take their place with impunity by the side of the strong." And after the hare had said this, he ran for his life. The Lion and the Three Bulls. 3 bulls for a long time pastured together. A lion lay in ambush in the hope of making them his prey, but was afraid to attack them while they kept together. Having at last, by guileful speeches, succeeded in separating them, he attacked them without fear as they fed alone and feasted on them one by one at his own leisure. Union is strength. The Man and His 2 Sweethearts. A middle-aged man whose hair had begun to turn gray courted 2 women at the same time. One of them was young, and the other well advanced in years. The elder woman, ashamed to be courted by a man younger than herself, made a point, whenever her admirer visited her, to pull out some portion of his black hairs. The younger, on the contrary, not wishing to become the wife of an old man, was equally zealous in removing every gray hair she could find. Thus, it came to pass that, between the both of them, he soon found that he had not a hair left on his head.